To show you how to work mattress stitch in reverse stockinette. I have my two pieces which I want to seam them across the edges using mattress stitch. But I'm teaching, so I'm going to use a different color yarn so you can see what I'm doing. So let's get up close and personal here. So we're going to start by making a figure 8 join at the bottom. We're going to use the very cast on edge, just one strand right here on this side, and we're going to use one strand right here. So we're going to come up under this strand closest between the selvage stitch and the first stitch in. We're going to come up from back to front, and we're going to come over to this piece and come up from back to front in the same spot, back to front. And then we're going to go over here and come up from back to front in the same spot where we started. Being careful to not pierce your seaming thread, and you can see the figure 8 there, and that's what pulls the two fabrics together perfectly. Now from this point we're going to need to identify the stitches on the front of the work here. So we have what look like frowns. Those are the actual stitches. Those are the heads of the stitches. The smiles are the strands in between the stitches. On one side we're going to be going under a frown, and on the other side we're going to be going under a smile. So we're going to start over on this side, and we're going to go under the first frown closest to the edge. To catch the first frown, we're going to catch this one right here. We're going to go under the frown. And then we're going to move over to this side and go under the first smile, and that is right here. Then we're going to rotate back and forth between frowns and smiles. Here's a frown, here's a smile, and we're just going to move back and forth between the frowns and the smiles. This is a frown, and you can always find them because this is a smile, next to it is a frown. And over here, we want to find the frown, and next to it is a smile. There's a smile, here's the frown. Smile, frown. Smile, frown. Now I'm going to work my way up to the top, and then I'll show you how to finish off at the top. So I'll join you back here in just a second. So now we're at the bind off on this side and the bind off on this side. We're going to pull it tight. We can see that the frowns continue across the seam, and there's a smile in between every frown. But I want to show you how to finish off the top. When you get to the top, you're going to go under the bind off on this side to the back, and under the bind off on this side to the back. And you can come back to this bind off if you want. This is what lines it up across the top, and pull this tight, and it lines up the top. Now I'm going to step away from here for a second and steam this and come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we have our finished seamed. I steamed this lightly, and you can see it lays pretty flat. This is what the other side looks like. So basically what you were doing is going between the first stitch and the second stitch on one side, the selvage stitch, and the first stitch in. On the other side, you were going a half stitch in. So that it's not a very thick seam. It lays pretty flat, you can see there. If you pull on it, looks very good. You can see little bits of my white yarn there. Looks nice. Leave a little bit of elasticity this way, not too much. We've got a nice smooth join at the top, smooth join at the bottom. Of course, when you weave in the ends, it'll look a lot better. And I've got another video right here that you might want to watch right after this one to give you some more information. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.